I apologize for the audio, but I am not in my house right now, and I am working with what I have, which is like an ancient headset with a microphone on it. And it's the best I can do. I apologize greatly. Hello everybody, welcome to the For College Idiots YouTube channel. My name is Christy. In case you forgot, I'm the best. That's just going to be my catchphrase from now on. I've been the manager of YouTube channels for the past 4 to 5 years, so I kind of know my way around video making at this point in time. On this YouTube channel, I'm pretty much the main editor for our videos, but my friends need to like get on the bandwagon and learn how to do it too. So I decided to make this tutorial for them, but also for you guys, and it involves this lovely program right here, Movie Studio. I happen to have 13 on this laptop. I had like 9 on my other computer, but I've been messing around with this for about a week now, and I know it pretty well. Plus I knew like stuff from the old one. So this is going to be a tutorial on how to utilize this thing. I have Movie Studio instead of Sony Vegas because, first of all, Movie Studio is $50, Sony Vegas is like $300. Basically, you only really need Sony Vegas if you want to do like complex camera shots where you have like 2 of the same person in one shot, really complex animations. You can still do animations and stuff in Movie Studio, but some of the more complex things you can't do, or you'd have to rip animations from somebody else and just utilize them on your own instead of actually making them. So you just hit new. Honestly, all the settings are just fine. You can change your destination folder if you want to, but you can save that later. The first thing I'm going to talk to you about are the 2 different saving options in this. So if you go up here and you hit project, there's a save and a make movie. When you save a file, it's what you're working on. So we'll just say this tutorial work in progress, and it saves it as a .vf file, which is a Movie Studio project file. So this is a file that if you need to come back to it later and open it, it will be your work in progress video, but that is not a file that you can upload to YouTube or put on the internet or like even watch back over in a media player. After you're done making your movie, you have to go up here to project and then you hit make movie. You can upload it directly to YouTube from here, but I don't recommend it. I recommend you save it to your hard drive first, and then just save it as a WMV file for like Windows Media Player, and then it will render your video, and then you can upload it on YouTube. Down here are your files and layers. So there's 2 types of layers. There's a video layer, which are what these 2 top ones are, and then there's your audio layers, which are down here. Now I know this says text and this says video. That's irrelevant. You can put anything that's not audio goes up here. Anything that is audio and not video goes down here. And if you want another one, you just right click, insert audio track. You want another video track, insert video track. Right click, insert video track. Get some media into here. So under project media, you can add media to add that to your thing, which I think that saves the media in the files that you can delete it like or move it around your actual computer files, but I find that irrelevant for the stuff that I do. I just open up the little Windows Explorer thing just as a small window next to it, and then you can just click and drag into your thing. So as you see here, it automatically puts the video part in a video layer and the audio part in an audio layer, and then you can drag this up and down all of the audio ones, or you can drag and drop this up and down all of the video ones. Now the reason that you have multiple layers is because you can, let's say that on top of this picture over here, I wanted to put this thank you ending. You just put it in a file, in a layer that's above your other one. You just drag it so it's over it, and then look, it overlays. Now the reason you can see this underneath the thank you for watching is because this is a transparent image, so it's got transparency in the background here. Otherwise, if you have something that's not transparent, so take for example my background, that's just a solid color. If I overlaid that on top of my video, then you can't see it because it's on top of that. And the same goes for audio, so you can layer like multiple sounds at the same time. In order to get rid of something, you just click on it and then hit the delete key on your keyboard. The undo button is Control Z, redo is Control Y. That's the same for like all computer programs. If you want to copy something, you just click on it, it'll be highlighted in yellow. Control C, copies, Control V, paste. That's the same for basically all computer programs. Another thing you're going to want to know how to do is split. Like let's say like the ending of this part is irrelevant. You just click where you want it, hit the S key on your keyboard, and that will break this apart. And then you can like put this over here now, for example, or whatever you feel like doing. To watch back your playlist and stuff, your video so far, I mean, you can like read what these do. This plays from the very beginning. That was really loud. I really apologize for that. I won't do that again. This plays from, so this tells you like where in the timeline is, and this is the time length of your video. So this tells you like right here is where it'll start, and then you hit play, it will play from that position. Pause puts it where it stopped, and if you hit play and then stop, it brings it back to where you hit play from. That you can do from down here. If you push the up arrow key, it zooms in, and if you push the down arrow key, it zooms out. Now that's important for audio files, because if you zoom in on this audio file, as you'll see here, you can see where it like rises and falls. So that's really good for breaking apart speech when someone's talking. So like let's say like right here, they say something different. You can break it up there. If you use the arrow keys right and left, then you can go one frame at a time and get it directly where you need to. And then you just hit the S key, split it where you need it, move it where you want it. When you first go in to Movie Studio, under Options, it will automatically have Autoripple enabled. Auto-rippling takes the first like picture in this entire layer category and moves everything after it with it. So like if I grab this one and I move it, the two on the right will come with it. See, they get pulled along with it. That can be handy, but also can be really annoying, because let's say for instance I want to move this clip in between these two clips, but I want this one to stay here. If I grab this one to move it, you'll notice that other one comes with it, and that's problematic. So in order to get rid of that, you go up here to Options, click Auto Ripple to turn it off, and then you can move this individually by itself, and stuff won't move with it. But let's say that you forgot a clip that you wanted at the beginning, and you have to move all of your clips down farther. If you grab this without Auto Ripple on, it won't move them all at the same time. But if you go back up to Options, Auto Ripple, grab this, move this, you can it moves all of them, and then you can insert a clip right at the beginning. Another really good thing that you'll probably want to know how to do is lower and raise opacity and volume, which is called gain. So the same key does the same thing, but it lowers opacity on video and text files and lowers volume on audio files. And so this is an overlay. So let's put this on top of this. So when you look at this up here, you'll see that this covers the intro behind it. If I go up to if I click on this and I go up to the top, you'll notice that my cursor changes into like a little finger, and it says opacity is at 100%. If you click and then move your cursor down, it lowers the opacity. So now watch the little video clip. You'll see that that slowly fades out until opacity is 0 and it's completely gone. So if you want to be able to see something in the background with an overlay, just lower the opacity. You can also lower the opacity of your save file in Photoshop, which I can do in a later tutorial, and then just import it already with the opacity lowered. So the same tactic is used to lower volume on audio files, which is considered gain. I'm not sure the technical terminology for this, but I'm sure like an audio-visual major would be able to tell you that. But just go to the top, your cursor changes into a little clicker, click it, drag it down. This lowers the volume. So for instance, when it's up here, bear with me, this is how loud this is. Then, if you click on this, and you lower the gain down, play it again, it's much quieter. Another thing that's really handy when you're editing videos is muting track lists. So a thing that we usually end up having in our videos are bloopers, and I don't want the bloopers to interfere with my editing, but I also can't just throw them at the end because I keep having more videos. So let's say that right here a blooper starts. Hit S to split the track. Now I'll drag this up to a designated layer for my bloopers, and I'll drag the audio clip down to a designated level for my, okay, so this is another thing that happens with this. If you have them both highlighted in yellow, they'll move at the same time across layers, which can be beneficial and also really annoying. So in order to get rid of that, just click off of them and then just specifically click the one you want, and then you can drag it down a layer separately. Then if you click this button, it mutes the layer. So then you can drag something underneath it, and then you'll see when it plays, you won't be able to see this upper clip. You will just see the bottom clip, except that I muted the wrong layer, so you could still hear the music. Now you shouldn't be able to hear the music or see it. And that's exactly what happens. This is the infamous clip where Hillary throws snow into our faces. What I'm going to show you how to do is how to actually lower the volume of this without lowering the gain. So you can do that again. So highlight the video track that you want, and then go up here to insert audio envelopes volume. Now you can raise the volume, which you couldn't previously do with the gain. So you can make it louder.
Let's test it.
Or you can make it lower. You can also, if you go up here to tools and then go to audio and go to audio event FX, and then you hit all under your audio options, then there's volume over here. If you click that and hit OK, that adds it to your audio track, and then you can raise and lower the volume here further, and then you can even raise it higher with this volume. So it gets way louder. Let's go ahead and view some track FX that we can have. So let's cut out a small section using our S key, and let's say during this clip I want to zoom in on Bree's face right here. Just cut out the part that you want specifically zoomed in. That's the easiest way to do this. Double click on it so it highlights it. Right click, Video Event FX, hit that. These we will get into in a second, so just close out of that. This is where you can move in. So if you grab this, you can zoom in specifically on Bree's face, like so. So you can get just her face. If you do it right then, like right when you open it, then this entire clip will just be zoomed in on Bree's face. Let's say, for example, in this clip, that we want it to slow zoom onto my face back here behind Hillary. Highlight it, right click, Video Event FX, cancel out of these. Down here is the timeline of the selected clip. So this is where that clip starts from where we cut it, and this is where that clip ends from when we cut it. If you click down here at the end, and then you zoom in on it, on my face, right click on this little triangle that pops up, and then you can pick if it zooms in fast, slow, smooth, sharp, or if it just holds there. Really like only fast and slow affect it if you only have one movement. So I'll just put smooth for this. I'll just put fast for this, I guess. And now that will, so the first one is just on Hillary's face. That clip will fast zoom in on my face. So just Bree's face, and then that clip zoomed in on my face. Here in case you didn't see it. Fast zoom in on my face. Let's say now that here we want it to start on Hillary's face and then end on this corner of the screen. Don't ask me why I decided that. If you right click on this and you Video Event FX, cancel out of this, we said that we wanted it to start on Hillary's face, but we want it to slow zoom to Hillary's face. So click in on it a little bit, zoom this on to Hillary's face. Then go to where Hillary's face is no longer on the clip, which is towards the end. Move your screen to where you want it. Now this is where the smooth and sharp come into play. So I want it to smoothly transition between those two camera screens. So hit both of those transitions to smooth, and now this screen will slowly zoom around there, and then it zooms over there, which you can't really see because that's the way the camera's moving, but you can set up a slew of movements from the camera screen, which is kind of more handy if you're making intros and stuff like that, but still very relevant. So let's start by splitting this off, and we'll use this frame as an example. Under here, next to project video, there's something called video effects, which you've seen a hint at because when you right click on one of these in video event effects, this list of things that pops up is what all of these little picture backgrounds are. So they're the same things. You can just access them in both ways. And these are basically like Instagram filters for your videos. Just something basic. If you want to like color correct it, just click on that, drag it to the video clip that you want it on, and then you can mess around with the layers. And here, so see, that got really red, and that got really purple, and that got really red. So you can change around stuff. You can do like a flashing animation of different colors and whatnot if you'd like to. The more video effects that you have on your file, the slower Movie Studio will run. So just keep that in mind. The next thing I want to show you is transitions. They're not really handy for like vlogging and whatnot. So you have two clips. Transitions can only go between two clips. So in order to use a transition, you have to set up your clips. So click on one of them and drag it over the other one. You'll notice how this little like X appears over the two of them. That's the place you can put a transition. Under transitions, we have a basic amount of them. You might be able to download more. I don't know, I haven't tried it that hard. They're not good animations by any means, but for transitions, they're basically like a PowerPoint animation. Drag onto the X, let go of your mouse button, and then when you go between these two clips, it will play the transition to go between them, like so. Media generator generates things for you. So you can insert text, and you can insert like a test pattern. I don't know why you'd want these. They're really crappy. There's way better ways to make them yourself. The credit roll might be good because you probably can insert your own titles. Yeah, so the credit text one would probably be pretty handy, but again, you can make that yourself pretty easily. To show you guys how to speed up and slow down footage. So let's say that this clip we have here, we want to animate it so it goes slower. What you do is hold it there and it says trim event end. If you hold down the control button, it changes to time stretch, and then while you're holding the control button down, click and drag it this direction to make it slower. Drag it this direction to make it go faster. So faster, and then slower. One thing that I do still want to show you, turn the volume down on this so it doesn't kill you, is the fade, which is good for audio songs at the end. So this is what this clip sounds like.
Hey, you look like you're dead! You look like it's up!
If you hit fade, then on either side of this you can fade offset. So you just click up here in the corner and you just drag this, and that line shows you the fade that happens. And then up here you can change the fade type. So basically, like here, it goes high to low abruptly. This is high to low smoothly. This is high abruptly to low. This is high, abruptly low, abruptly high, very middle, abruptly low. So you can just change the method you want, and then it fades off the sound. So now it sounds like.
Hey, you look like you're dead!
See how it faded off? So the last thing that I want to show you again is just when you're done with your movie, project, make movie, save it to your hard drive. Don't just save it as a file, but make sure you save as you work on your project, otherwise all of your project information could be lost.
Cause your time is now. Cause your time is now. Cause your time is now.